Insights with Terri Ep.166, a weekly look through the eyes of predictive astrologer Terri Ep.166. Here's Terri.
Hi everybody, I'm Terri, and you're listening to Insights with Terri Ep.166. Thank you for joining me. We're going to explore together the week of April the 27th through May the 5th, 2024. Thank you for joining me. I appreciate your time. Biggest gift you can give somebody. I will try diligently to make it worth your while. First, I'm going to ask for a favor. I'm getting another puppy in, and this puppy is a Kelpie, Australian Kelpie, and a McNab. So they're fast working dogs. I need to name this dog, and I am running out of names. So that's got to tell me something. But a lot of my names end with an E, so that would be Wee Willie Wonky and Suki and Jemmy. So I've got to stay away from the E's. So I need something that's very different and sounds different from all my other dogs. So if you happen to have a name that you think would work with this puppy, I'm also going to post on Facebook a picture of the puppy, and maybe you can help me name this puppy when it comes in. I like good names that the dogs will live up to and are fun names so that people laugh or have fun with the name. So maybe you can help me with that. Now, back on the serious working track here. Our sun sign is in Taurus. Taurus the bull, strong-minded, determined, ready to get it done. And then Mercury, the planet of the mind, how we think, how we communicate, is not in retrograde anymore. Thank the retrograde gods. Whoosh! It's in Aries still, but it is going direct. So we still have that fire sign, that fiery, impulsive kind of energy. And Venus, the planet of love and beauty and attraction, is still in Aries. Now, on the 30th of this week, it's going to change to Taurus, and Taurus will be supported by the Taurus in the sun sign, so we'll have double Taurus. So we're moving from a fiery, impulsive kind of energy to maybe a more determined, more solid, more grounded energy. Some of us need that. Some of us like the impulse to just get on that project, to get this going, to jump on that. I did like the impulse, but the impulse also is bringing another puppy into my home. I said yes, and I heard myself say yes, and I was wondering who was talking, because, oh my God, that sounds like my voice. Oh yeah, I need to train another puppy. Shoot me. Anyway, Mars, the planet of drive, and how we are passionate about something, what we'll just sell our soul for. That's in Pisces. Pisces is a water sign. So we have the earth sign of Taurus, we have the fire sign of Aries, and we have the water sign of Pisces. So we got it almost all here. We're just missing the wind. And we'll get that in our moon for this week with the Capricorn energy and Aquarian energy. So there we go. We got it all. And so with Mars in Pisces, that's a little bit of a different energy in that fire, water. Sometimes it's not a great mixture. We have to just kind of keep an eye on it, make sure that we balance it right, we mix it right so the chemistry is good. Now, on the beginning of this week, the 28th through the middle of the week, we may have some issues with our bones, our joints. So the backbone, your spine, can be a particularly difficult thing. Now, I'm a week ahead of you guys, and I had to put my back brace on last week. It came out of nowhere, so just watch it. And you know what? No shame in that. So if you have a back brace and you need it, go ahead, use it. If you have a knee brace and you need it, go ahead and use it. Better than putting stress on a joint that might not recover as easily. The inflammation is going to be nasty, just nasty. The sensitive people will have felt it last week. People that aren't quite as sensitive, in that flies landing on you don't get all your full attention, may just feel it this week. So your joints, your knees, your elbows, your thumbs, your wrists, those are what's going to bring themselves to your attention, shall we say. And the beginning of the week, we may find ourselves a little hard on each other and hard on ourselves, expecting more of people than they can give us, or expecting perfection. So maybe keep an eye on that. I keep an eye on that with not so much the readings that I do for people, but the dog training. I just expect people should know this. How can you not know this? And so I expect them to catch on really quickly in this kind of an energy field, and to get it done, and to get it done perfectly. And this is a pressure that this energy is going to put on us. So watch yourself. Don't put too much pressure on the people around you, and just look at where you're coming from. Then the middle of the week, it can really give us some issues in our calves, our ankles, our shins, and our Achilles heel. So if you are vulnerable in that area, it can give you a thump. If it just comes out of the blue and nails you, or you might sail through it. Let's hope you sail through it. Then, more towards the end of the week, the focus will be on our feety pies. So it'll go down to the feet, the toes, and that psychic pineal gland. Now, just an aside, I said I was a week ahead of time. Well, I stubbed my toe really badly this week, and it was like 3 times the size, big toe, 3 times the size of my other big toe. Very difficult to walk, if not impossible, and really almost impossible to pretend that I was fine, which I'm a big pretender that I'm fine. And so the toes. So watch your toes. Do not kick your turkey. Even if he's attacking you, do not use your foot to keep him away. That will stub your toe. So toes are going to be really vulnerable. And that's exactly how it happened. He came at me and I thought, no, I'm standing my ground, you old turkey Tom, you. And instead of getting him, I got the ground, so it was full force on my own big toe. So he got me and the ground got me, and then I just got a fat toe. So just be careful. Don't do what I say, do what I... No, don't do what I do what I say. Alrighty, and the number that we're given this week is the number 3. And when you look at number 3 in conjunction with where the planets are, guess what? Guess what? We are going to feel more mentally alert than we normally do. And oh my goodness, do some of us need it, myself included in that. And it might just add to a creative mind. I'm needing the creative mind for my new puppy, all the new things that I have to train my puppy, all the things that my puppy's going to land in my lap that are not easy to deal with. I'm going to have to get a creative mind going and say, how do I address this? How do I address that? So get those creative minds out there running free in your field and get some of the projects looked at, or at least created. Because it's very creative, it's very original, and it gives you good imagination. Woohoo! Now, the downside is this energy, number 3, with the way the planets are right now, hates boredom, can't stand it, and likes to cooperate with others. The bull, right, does like his herd. Now, he won't cooperate well with another bull, but he certainly does cooperate with the cows because he knows what side of the bread is buttered. So it's charming, it's witty, and there we go. So we can use this to our advantage. So with this cooperation with others, this might be a time that if we're having issues with our kids or friends or peers, that we can be charming and witty and cooperate with them. See, what is it that they need? What am I missing? How can I help the situation be a little bit better than it is? Be careful, because this energy could also add a little bit of a critical quality to it. A critical quality of ourselves. We should be perfect. That puppy should be perfect. And others should be perfect. So be careful of that. Puppy is not going to be perfect. Puppy's probably going to really try me. And this is going to offer us an opportunity to learn how to be more diplomatic. And myself included, I'm not judging. I've been listening to people in the background, and I think maybe we could learn a little bit more diplomacy and get our goals met without stepping on toes, offending, and just being rude, impolite people. I think we could work on that. And this energy as well likes to work with the number 3 freely and without restraints. No bull that I have ever met, and I've met quite a few of them, do they like restraints. You throw a rope on a bull and see how far that takes you. Quite a ways if the bull wants to go the opposite direction. If I build a fence that isn't really solid or electrified, they will test that fence. That's a restraint. Don't think I want that. So you have to make sure that you look at, where do I feel in my life restrained? What is it that's frustrating me? Where do I feel that I don't have my wings to fly free? Where are the boundaries that I don't particularly like? And maybe we could look at that. We might have to work with those boundaries or within those boundaries, but maybe understanding them might be a little bit better. An example of that is my dogs were getting a little unwieldy. And what I recognized with that creative mind of number 3 and looking at the work freely, what I was doing was letting them run out in the agility field with me, of course, 43 acres, with me, but I wasn't putting any boundaries on them. They were just running, chasing the rabbits. They could never catch them. Chasing the rabbits. They were just doing their own thing, and basically I was babysitting. There wasn't an interaction, and their behavior was starting to get worse and worse and worse, and I realized that I am just practicing ridiculousness. They know how to be idiots. They don't have to practice that. So what I did is I've been the last few days bringing them in and working 1 or 2 dogs at a time. They are still getting their exercise, but we're doing it in a productive way. Instead of running wild, chasing each other, doing flip-flops, we're doing bring the dog back, bring that ball back. Don't touch the ball till I tell you can have it. Spin, go back, come here, stay. All that in an exciting way. It's fun. Their tongues are hanging. They're having a ball, but they're complying. They're being respectful. We're working with each other. So there's a productive end to it. So instead of me walking back to the house all stressed because they're all muddy and they worried me because maybe they ran too far and I was a little bit worried. Now I'm coming back to the house all happy. Look at that. Now my dog needs to know a figure 8. Now my dog is doing this. She did this. They did this. So I'm feeling good. They're feeling good with the boundaries and the productive way of working with something and that creativity. So not all of you have 15 dogs, but how does that concept fit in your life? That's something that you will be able to apply. Now, number 3 in this wants to succeed quickly. Here's a catch. Wants to succeed quickly. Now, I found myself being frustrated. I took my new rescue dog out and, all my other dogs know how to do everything. They know how to tug, they know how to let go, they know how to do a figure 8, they know how to do a high five, blah, blah, blah. Now, the new dog has only been here for a month, and I found I was getting frustrated because I'd ask her to down. She knew down to a degree, but she'd stand there and stare at me. When I asked her to sit, and she'd stand there and stare at me. I don't want to look at you. And I was getting frustrated because my other dogs will do it. What's the matter with you? And I thought, you know what? I haven't really worked her that much. And so I had to go back to the drawing board and make the work fun, the ball fun, the training session fun. And then when she decided to blow me off, I said, okay, fine, you don't have to work. That's good. Come on over here. Grabbed her by the collar, took her to the dog tie out. You can be tied out. You can watch me play with the other dogs. And I did. I let her suffer. She watched me play with the ball, and the other dogs were having fun, and we were downing and staying and leaving the ball, and she just got to sit there quietly and watch. Then when I unsnapped her, guess what? She magically knew how to sit down, stay. I had to make her want it, so I had to get creative, and I had to recognize that some things aren't achieved quickly. Sometimes we have to put a little more work in it. Maybe I was more ambitious than I needed to be, and I need to go back to the drawing board with that dog. So mental energy with this number 3, this is a great energy field for us to feel inventive, to be imaginative. This is problem solving. I need her to work for me. She can't just stand there and stare at me. problem solving with the problems. What are the problems that we are experiencing in our life, our work, our projects, and how can I fix them without getting mad and frustrated, but working at them? And don't look at the superficial. Look at underneath it. What do we need underneath it? Not just what's floating on the surface. This is also, when you combine it with what's left of Aries, an opportunity to make good decisions fast. Because Taurus is in there adding an opportunity to make a good decision, and Aries, the fire sign, is there to help us do it quickly. But just be careful that it's the correct one. Do you really need another puppy when you have this many dogs? Yes, of course I do. Now, the weakness of this whole energy field is restlessness. I find myself being restless. I got to go out and do something, get the lawn done, get the trimming done, get the lawnmower going, train that dog. I can't seem to stop, and that can be wearing. Distractibility, I'm finding that in the dogs. I want them to focus on me while we're training, but instead they're looking at the turkey, they're looking at the guinea hen, they're looking at this, they're looking at that. So they're distracted. And a bad temper. Some of them are kind of a little pushy with each other. I even found myself with a little bit of a temper-ish feeling, irritability, a dullness kind of thing. Even watch our financial life. We could get uneven in our financial life because we become careless. So just be careful of all those energy fields, and just be watchful of them. Be aware of them. Some of the cards that I pulled lend ourselves to being able to look at our work position and say, am I happy in my workplace? What could I do better in my workplace to make it happier for me, to make it more valuable, to make it more fulfilling? And if I can't, maybe I need to look at some other form of opportunity in working. Don't quit your job until you have another one. They're also going to maybe let us offer ourselves the opportunity to listen to other people and find out what our gifts are. I had the opportunity a couple of times this week. I don't want to tell you what they said because that would be bragging. But they said some nice things to me, complimentary things. And actually, there was a couple people that had said the same thing at a different time. I thought, ooh, that's a message. That might be a talent I have that I'm not aware of, or that might be a good characteristic that I would like to encourage in myself. I have enough to discourage. I'd like to encourage this. Some may be coming up against some very difficult situations, so a card came up that signifies very, very difficult situation that we have to deal with. And there's no choice in the matter. Necessarily, it's just going to be dumped on. Not everybody, this is general, but it's a very difficult situation. The only thing that we can do is let go, just let go and work with it as well as we can, and it can make our heart feel heavy. So there are some people that will be dealing with that. There are some events that may be coming that are disastrous for some people. So like I said, it's general. I mean, I can say that to anybody at any time, and it could fit somebody. And I don't mean for it to be that way. It was just here in the cards. I'm passing the message off to you. They're asking us to accept the disappointment, find out what we can learn about that situation, what was in that situation that we have to deal with, and what can we learn from it, how can we grow, and how do we move forward in a positive way given the circumstances that we have to work in. So that's what we've got, kids. So look to your talents. Find out what your talent is. Find out what is it that people admire in you and that you would like to encourage. And one off, just by the way, I was asking my guides and the universe, what message really should I offer the people? And just to let you know, somebody gave me a pen a long time ago. In fact, I'm sure that the pen doesn't even work. The ink is probably dry. But guess what? In big, bold, blue letters, this pen says, be grateful. So that's what the pen said. It dropped right in my lap as soon as I asked that question. So I'm offering that to you. Be grateful. Look at what's in your life. Be on it. Think about it. Work with it. Try not, if you can, to focus on what's bad in your life, what's horrible in your life. Look at what's good and focus on that. That will help to replace some of the more difficult energy that we have to work with. Now, I want to take an opportunity to thank Charlie O'Brien for everything, for loading this up for us on Spotify, Apple iTunes, Amazon Music Podcasts, SoundCloud, YouTube. Then he gives me the link, and then I put it on Facebook. Thank you, Charlie. He's also made the website and has the podcasts archived, 4 or 5 of them, on the website www.terriworld.com. If you have any digital needs, he'd be the one to see. That's Charlie O'Brien. Thank you so much, Charlie. And thanks to all of you for giving me your time and sharing that with me. Good luck this week. Make the most of it and send those names in. I need some new, fresh names. Thanks, everyone. Have a good week. If you need an appointment for yourself, you can text or call 519-726-6699, or you can email me at terri.coutts@gmail.com. Thanks again. Bye for now.
Thanks for listening to Insights with Terri Coots. Visit Terri's website at terriworld.com. TERRI world.com.